Hello, everyone. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. I am going to wait a few minutes to just make sure that everyone, hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Glitter and Goals. Today we have a special guest that's going to be joining us live this morning. Good morning. Good morning. And happy Friday. So my name is Kiera. I'm the owner of Major Keys Collection and the founder of the Glitter and Goals Facebook group. So this morning we have a special guest by the name of Ashley Roberts. She's a serial entrepreneur. She has a lot of things going on. She's a real estate investor, a vending machine owner, author, youth sports, basketball developer. She's going to be sharing some tips with us this morning regarding her businesses. And of course, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. If you are new to StreamYard right now, you will have to allow StreamYard to share your name so that I can see who's commenting. Right now, as you can see, it says Facebook user. So in order for me to see who's who, you'll have to allow StreamYard to share your name. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring Ashley Roberts to the stage so that you all can meet her. Hey, Ashley.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I wanted to go ahead and let's just go ahead and get started. So thank you again for doing this with me. I know about you, of course, we've been friends for a while, but if you can just go ahead and share with the group, tell us a little bit about you and what you do. So
yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Ashley Roberts from Dallas. Living in Austin, I have a basketball youth organization that I run. I like to say it's the main business. I'm also an author and have some passive income with real estate and vending machines.
Great. So let's see. First thing first, and of course, you all, if you have questions regarding anything, just drop them in the comments. For some of you, again, I don't know who's who. So if you want to share your name so I can see, if not, it's not a big deal. But Ashley, so one of the things that I wanted to ask you first is regarding your basketball league. That's the first thing that caught my attention when we started back following each other on social media, that you were, doing your basketball league. So how did you get started with that? And like, what's really like the purpose? What kind of drove you to want to have your own basketball league?
All right. So, and I'll make sure I clear that up because I run a league within an organization.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll just say like the organization piece. It first started, I was actually just training some kids, some girls I was training, and I was working at a high school. And well, let me back up. I started at a middle school and then I was like, let me try to get this head coaching job. So I got the high school job thinking that's really what I wanted. Was there for like 2 years, and being a high school coach, you kind of have restrictions on who you can work with and things like that. I was training on the side, and the training just started into me doing camps, just doing it. And then the camps, 2 years later, I was just like, let me just try to do this full time. So it went from just training a few kids to running camps. And then a lot of parents would ask me to start a team. So then I was like, all right, let me start one team. And then I'm really big on just like research and seeing what's going on, which led to me seeing that there wasn't a lot of leagues in Austin. So I was like, let me just try to start a league. So I think it just really like snowballed off of each other. It went from training to doing camps to the teams to league, piggy banking. And now I just kind of do all of it. The reason for starting it was really, I kind of feel like girls are left out a little bit. So everything that I do besides my actual league is girls only. My trainings is all girls, camps is all girls, my teams are all girls. I feel like the lifespan of girls playing basketball is way shorter than boys.
Mm-hmm.
And my main goal was really to use basketball as a vehicle to help them with confidence, to help them
Mm-hmm.
really with life skills. One, being confident. I think that if you're confident in anything, and if you're confident, you can do anything.
Right.
So I wanted to use basketball as a way to help them build that confidence. And I wanted basketball to be fun for them. So that was kind of why I started. And then just as a business person, I knew that league is very high generating. You can generate a lot of revenue. So I just kind of intertwined it. I'm going to have this league for girls and boys and provide that space, for these kids to not just see a league, but experience like the different things. And our leagues, we do evaluations. We make it a fun experience. So I just wanted to add a twist to the league and just have an overall organization.
Mm-hmm. And your league, is it only in Austin right now, or
Yes.
okay? So do you have plans on like expanding?
I do actually. The goal is to kind of have leagues in different areas. Like I know Dallas, they have bigger leagues, but my plan is to kind of go into smaller cities that they don't have to travel as far to go to these different leagues.
Gotcha. Okay. And so one of my main questions, which I don't think I've never really asked you, like regarding your vending machine business and just becoming a real estate investor. So I guess we could talk about real estate and then vending machines. So with real estate, I know you started like maybe 2 years ago, maybe. So how did you get started into that? So I know with me, I was trying to do like the wholesale route.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't know what wholesale is, it's pretty much you purchasing, well, help me clear this up, purchasing a home at a discounted rate, and you selling the contract to, well, you're selling it to someone who's, looking to purchase a home,
Yep.
Texas buyer for a higher price. So, with you being in real estate, I know you real estate agent and you're a real estate investor. So, can you just talk a little bit about how you got started with, getting into real estate, and what are you currently doing right now? Are you more so doing like the agent side, or the investing, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of go in detail about that?
Right. So yes, I got my license actually while I was in college. I honestly just got it because I was like, I don't know what I want to do. Let me go talk to them, and they paid for it. So I actually got it for free. And I wanted to keep my license just for the sake of keeping it. Currently I don't use it to help people buy or sell houses. I just do it for commission. So if I know somebody, like if you're trying to buy a house, I would say, yeah, come to me so that I can refer you to a great agent. So I built a network of really good real estate agents that I just refer out all the time, and I still get a commission. So I don't do anything from like, that's what I do from the agent standpoint. And then as far as investing, I've always wanted to get, rental properties. But just like everybody else, I thought like, it's gonna be super hard to do this, or I'm gonna need a lot of money, you know. And I had probably been talking about it probably since I was actually in college. And then 2 years ago when I started, I was at a tournament and I was just randomly, just talking to one of the coaches about like, man, I wish I could get in real estate. And he was like, I'm in real estate. And that's really like kind of how it started. I talked to him and he really like showed me the ropes, and just showed me that you don't like, I used to think if the house is $150,000, I need $150,000 to buy this house. So he kind of broke that down to me. Once he showed me, I just, I trusted, that he was guiding me in the right direction, which was very hard. But I honestly say, I don't like to say I lucked up because I'm very, big and networking, and that's just what I love to do, and connecting with people. So I just feel like I connected with the right person.
Right.
The person that really, he keeps showing me the ropes. He's my wholesaler. So I get my properties from him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I get my properties from him. and he fix up, like he has a contracting crew, so they do my properties. I use what's called hard money, which is his hard money lender. So I just think that, I connected with the right person.
Right.
Now that took a lot of trust because he is doing pretty much my whole deal.
Mm.
So at first I was like, shoot, he can be getting over on me,
Mhm.
but I had to really learn, like, at the end of the day, I'm not the one that has the time to try to find these properties. So I'm going to pay him his
Mhm.
wholesaling fee to find me the properties as long as it works with my numbers. Um,
Right. Right.
the rehab, if this is the cost, as long as it works with my numbers, I'm good with it. Um, you know, so
Right.
so that's currently what I'm doing. It's just getting rental properties. My goal this year is to get 3. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's good. And see, and that was like my struggle when I was trying to do the wholesaling. Like, it's really, and at that time, it's, to me, I feel like it was very competitive because everyone was trying to do it. You had people. I don't know if you all like get these calls from people that saying like, hey, I want to buy your property and this and that.
Yeah.
Like, I get a lot from calls from my grandmother's house.
Mm,
And people started doing that, sending out text messages and stuff, trying to buy property. So at this point, I was kind of getting discouraged. I was like, you know what, I don't want to do the wholesaling thing because you gotta really be
it's a
on
lot.
it. Like wholesaling is a lot. So that's good because I was wondering like how to, actually have the time to find the houses because
Girl, I do
so
not have the time.
yeah, so that is good that you was able to find someone that you trust to help you with it. And then like you said, he's pretty much doing the whole deal for you. He's you're the person that you're getting the loans from, lending the money from, and getting the house. So that's really really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been really good because, like, and all of my properties are in Dallas. So,
mm,
and I live in Austin. So like, if I call him like, hey, can you go check this out? He there. If something go wrong, I'm like, hey, you got a plumber. So it's been very beneficial.
mhm,
And that, I think that's why I'm so big on just networking.
mhm.
Because you never know who can help you. Like, if I hadn't met him, I probably still wouldn't be in real estate. And
Right,
I've been knowing him. I think it was more so if I hadn't had that conversation,
right, right.
I still wouldn't be in real estate.
So how did you meet him? Was this on social media or
So it was at a basketball tournament.
okay?
I've been knowing of him, but I never had a conversation with him. So it was just crazy that day that I had that conversation. He was
Mm-hmm.
just like, I'm in real estate. And I'm like, for real? And I asked him, like, I'm big on receipts. Like, you gotta show me something. So I'm like, how
Right,
many properties you got? And he was like, 20. I'm like, let me see. so,
right, right.
so, and, once I seen that, yes, networking is very key. I tell people all the time, and and it kind of goes back to the youth organization. That was another reason for me starting it. Like, I want to teach young girls, like, don't be shy to talk. Like, you can't just walk up and talk to everybody, but don't be shy to get in rooms. Like,
Mm-hmm.
use the network use me. Like, don't be nervous and afraid to talk to people. Because at the end of the day, it's not like you talking to people just because you want something, but it's just building that relationship so that one day you can, like, I know, like, just from us talking, if I'm like, hey, Kiera, like, I need some help with these ads. Like, I know without a doubt, like, you will help
Right.
me, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just because, it's been a two-way street, right?
Right, right.
So I always tell people, like, you have to get out and network.
Mm-hmm. You definitely do. And that's one of the reasons why, like, everything that I do, I'm always trying to create a space where, okay, well, I know this person does this person does that, so that we can always, just stay together, grow together. Of course, I don't know everything, you don't know everything, but two brains is better than one. So
Yeah.
I'm really big on networking. And you okay, one last thing about him. I just want to know, like, so does he have a wholesale business or he just like does everything in real estate? So what I'm trying to figure out is I wonder, so like, cause with people who does wholesale,
Mm-hmm.
They're just looking for cash buyers. So like, is he? That's what he mainly do, just look for cash buyers, or he does
He does he
everything?
does it all. So he has so pretty much because he invests himself, so he
Mhm.
has rental properties. So, it all depends. Like for me, because I used to be like, because he has properties. So if he trying to sell me a property, I'm like, why you don't want this property?
Right. That's what I'm. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, but I had to learn it for different reasons. He buys a lot of properties, so he might can't take this property and he need the cash. So he invests himself. He wholesale because he gets a lot of leads. So he wholesale. He's a general contractor. He has a construction crew. So he rehab his properties. He rehab my properties as well. And now he's gotten into rehabbing other people's properties, whether it's their personal home or an investment home.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
That's good
he,
to
he don't want to really get into the bag because he can get it
know.
wrong
Yeah.
every way.
Right. And so that's good to know, because like I know a little bit about wholesaling. I mean, not wholesaling, but like, the whole buying houses and stuff. But I guess the key is, if you want to invest in real estate, it's not that you have to have money. You don't necessarily have to have money. It's more so like the resources. So like this guy, he does everything. He buys the houses, he has his contracting business, but he's just looking for someone to buy it. And I know, I'm almost for sure, with your credit and stuff, that's one of the reasons why you was able to purchase. I mean, not purchase, but get the loans and stuff. So, yeah, that's good to know. So one thing that I did, well, some of the key things that I got out of it, of course, networking with the right person, making sure that you have, um, connecting with the right people, and what else we can say, connecting with the right people, having that resource, building credit so that when the opportunity comes, you can take advantage of it, and then you didn't have to use your own money. So that was one of like the things that I felt like at the beginning I was kind of, kind of skeptical about, like, okay, where am I getting this money from? And you don't
Right.
want to use your own money. You don't want to, take out loans from the bank, but you can use hard money to do all of
Yeah.
these things. So that's good to know. And then as far as your vending machine business, I know that you just started that, what, last year?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because that's something that, of course, it's been around. We see vending machines everywhere. But a lot of us really don't know like how it can really generate, revenue. And I know you talk a lot about passive income. So if you can just talk a little bit about your vending machine business and how you got started with that.
Yep. So I always like to, so I got started because I wanted just another passive income stream. I'm really big on not starting so many things at once. Well, that used to be me. I used to be the person like, I'm trying to help people with my real estate license, buy and sell houses. I was doing taxes. I'm doing back, like all at the same time. And I'm like, all right, Ashley, like slow down. Like, let's focus on the main thing. And my main thing is the basketball piece. So I'm just an entrepreneur at heart, right? And I love like doing different things, but I had to realize, okay, let me try to get more passive type of things. So I wanted the real estate, stocks is one that I'm dibbling dabbling in, and then the vending machines was another one. I seen it. I looked at the numbers. The numbers work for me and what I'm trying to do. And then I went head on. I'm also very big on you don't have to know everything, right? So what I like to do, if it's something that I want to do, I'm gonna find an expert. I'm going to buy their course. I'm going to invest in myself and learn. I'm not gonna try to figure it all out. These are people that's doing it. So I bought a course. Actually, I have 3 courses actually that I purchased just from different people to get different intakes. They told me exactly what to do. I followed the instructions. So I started looking on, one of the main things was not having to buy new machines. Like none of my machines are new. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to pay thousands of dollars for a machine that's going to do the same thing that I can get for 800 for $900.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the things was going on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and OfferUp. And every morning, literally probably for about a year, because I was, real big on not just getting anything.
Mm-hmm.
I would look every morning, and I would think I have a location, but it didn't work, or they'll be lying about the numbers. So it just wasn't working out. Then
Mm-hmm.
I found the right machine, and I think that snowballed. I went from one location to now 4 or 5 locations. Um, and my goal with that, because vending machines is not necessarily all the way passive.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the beginning, like some stuff I didn't realize as far as setting it up, as far as making sure everything is right, as far as like filling out the location to see what they really like, stuff kind of going, oh, so it's actually work that goes into it. But and then the more machines, it's obviously the more time.
Right.
So yes, you making money while you're not there, but it still takes time. And my overall goal with that is to give the kids in my organization jobs. So, some of my high school kids I trust, and I built a relationship with. Whereas, once I really know the numbers, I'm going to pay them, so that they can make income for these machines. And then it's all the way passive for me. I'm fine taking a less amount without doing anything, and then providing opportunity and income for some of the high school kids in my program. So that's kind of my overall goal, is to have 25 machines, and I got one person handling 5, another person,
Yes.
they're doing something to generate income, and I'm showing them more of entrepreneurship and side hustle. I don't like to tell everybody you need to be an entrepreneur, but I do think that everyone needs some type of side hustle if they have a
Mm-hmm.
9 to 5. So I want to show the girls, like, you can do whatever you want, but you can also have a side hustle. If you want to go into entrepreneurship, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to teach
Right.
them, how to walk into a location and greet the manager,
Right.
how to stock, just different things that they need. So if they want to do entrepreneurship, they're getting that foundation.
Yes, yes. I love that. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. And okay, so tell me this, because I've looked into, like, the vending machine. It was funny. I was at it was like an online program, and a lady, she was talking about vending machines, and she did mention purchasing old machines, and
Mm-hmm.
making sure you have the right location. So one thing I wanted to as, because you said that you purchased a course, so you really haven't had like an actual mentor to guide you into this. This is just you kind of diving in based on you purchasing a course, or did you have someone to like really walk you through?
So yeah, so yes and no.
Mhm,
Again, networking is key.
mhm,
So so last year, when before I even got my machines, I made a Facebook post like, who do y'all know that have vending machines? And I got a
mhm,
lot of recommendations. I reached out to these folks. I ain't know who they was. I just reached out to
mhm,
them. And one of them I kind of stuck with. He's in Austin. I still never met this guy. And you
mhm,
would think that we are the best of friends.
mhm.
I think he an Asian guy. Like, I really don't know. Like, I said that I need to have lunch with this person that I talk with.
Yeah.
But he loved that I would check in. Like, I literally would text him like, hey, I'm looking to get vending machines. What do you think? Actually, I'll say 2 people, him in Austin.
Mhm,
And then one of my friends' dad has been in vending machines for like 2 years. He was the one, whenever I would see a location, I would text it to him like, hey, what do you think about this? He'd be like, no, those numbers are too low, or that price is too high. So he kind of helped me
mhm,
just when I send out machines. But honestly, the course is really, like, literally the 3 courses that I've gotten, they literally walk you like how to find machines, where to look for machines, how to figure out if it's a good price that they're selling,
mhm,
what are good machines. So like, it literally contracts. Like, I have in one course, they give you the contracts that you need, and all you do is put your information in there. Um,
mhm,
so like, I would mainly say the courses is what really guided me. That was like my mentorship. But
mhm,
at the same time, I do like have a guy, Oren is his name.
mhm,
Like, hey Oren, like, I don't know how to do this. And he'll be
mhm,
like, he'll be like, okay, let's walk through it, or give me a call here. And he's in Austin, and he has like, I think like 25 machines.
Mm,
But again, that's why and I keep saying it, I'm so big on networking. I've never met this man, but he literally helps me. He'll call me if I need a problem and he can't get to me right away. He gonna call me that night and be like, hey, I was busy. How can I help you?
mm,
Some of the things that I'm learning, I had, because I got three machines, and I had already bought them on location. So everything was already plugged in, everything's working. Well, the last one I got, I had to put on location. Had no idea that I had to put coins in the machine for it to work. So
mm.
I'm like trying to figure out this, and all I did was call him. He was like, "Do you got coins in the coin mech?" I'm like, "What the heck is a coin mech?" So like stuff like that. And now I know you got to have $30 to $40 worth of coins for it to
Mm.
work.
Right.
Um, so I would say both.
Right, right. Okay, that's good. And that's another thing. Like with me, I started Major Keys, 2017 or so.
Mhm,
And I ain't gonna say I was afraid to invest in myself when it comes to reaching out to people, but you just kind of be skeptical about the people that you don't know. But last year, 2020 is when I stepped out on faith and started just reaching out to people,
mhm.
to teach me different things. And I think that's super important when it comes to entrepreneurship. Like, you're not gonna know everything. Like, even if you think you definitely have to, purchase the courses, but you also need some type of mentor, expert to guide you, when it comes to making these decisions, or, just to kind of have someone to hold your hand, and guide you. So I think that is definitely key, networking, and then also making sure you have, you know, the information, whether it's a course, ebook, whatever, but then also having someone that you can call and text, to
Yes,
ask questions.
definitely.
Um,
Because the information is just the information. Like,
mhm.
they're not gonna give you everything. So you got to be able to pick up the phone to talk to somebody, for immediate needs.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. This is so good, Ashley. And let's talk a little bit about your book. So, and I think that's probably one of the first things you did after. Well, I don't know. You've done a live. I said the first thing you done after the basketball league, but
Yep, it was. You're right.
okay, okay. So yeah, the book. So I know it's a lot of people in this group who's interested in writing their own books and this and that. So if you can just talk a little bit about that. And I do have a couple of questions on how you got started as
Mhm,
far as, publishing and all that stuff, like if it's necessary
mhm,
for an actual hard book. And I know you're going to try to start
mhm.
the ebook too. So yeah, if you could kind of just go a little bit in detail about how you got started with your book.
Yeah, so to be quite honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
the book came out of desperation. Um,
Mm,
I was at a point to where um, I always want to be more, like, I'm teaching kids to be more than basketball. Like, I personally always want to be more than basketball.
mm-hmm.
So it came to a point to where I was just like frustrated. Like, I'm tired of basketball. Like, I don't want to just be tied to just basketball, or people are like, oh, she do basketball. Like, I didn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that I'm real big on life skills. So that's where the book came from. It was like, let me write a book. Um, and that was just kind of like the idea. Like, I still, again, how you have these own notions in your own mind. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, ain't no way I can write a book. Like, first
Mm-hmm.
of all, I know that I know how to like get things across. But I'm like, I can't write. Like, I'm like, ain't no way I'm gonna be able to put this in a book. Like, it's gonna sound all types of crazy.
Uh-huh.
So that kind of held me back a little bit.
Okay.
And again, I was in a group. So I made a post like, who helps with books? And I got, I'm telling you, if I didn't want to know something, I'm gonna ask. So I got a lot of different recommendations. And I kind of held off on it because, and you kind of said something early, like there are a lot of courses out here. There are a lot of people who are doing things, and half of these people don't know what the heck they're doing. Right. So I was like, I'm not just going to get anybody who somebody like, oh, I know how to do it. So I waited a little bit, and it was this one guy who kept coming up from helping people with their book. So I was like, this is the guy. So I reached out to him, told him I wanted to write a book. Still really had no direction. I just knew I wanted it to be primarily for student athletes, just because that was the industry that I'm in. But I also wanted it to relate. I say to anyone, but really to anyone, just about life skills. So that's kind of how the book came about. And it was just a work in progress. When I reached out to him, I didn't know a title. I didn't know anything. I just knew I wanted to have a new product, and I wanted to be able to push it out, do it one time and then sell it forever. So, he helped me write, get through that. We took it step by step. What are the chapters? What did you want to get out of it? So my book is in pretty much 3 parts, the things you get from sport, and pretty much how it translates to your life. And then there's interview, to where I wanted to bring experts, whether that was coaches and athletes, talking about things, that they wish they would have known, and how sports translate to your everyday life. So that's literally kind of how I broke it down. I would type my little raggedy pages with all these misspelled words and everything, and then the editor will edit it, and give me feedback, like, let's word it this way.
Okay.
So that process became easier because I knew I could write how I want, and it was gonna be edited. With the book cover, they helped with the book cover, so they pretty much helped package it. All I needed was the words. I spent time, like every day, I would block out time or to where I would just write, and that's what I did. And I had that, I think, anxiety at the end. Like once, like literally, my book was done, and I think I waited like 3 months until I actually put it out, because I was just like, oh, this book is not good, or then I again had to get out of my own way. Like, I gave my knowledge, and I know there's gonna be plenty books coming. So put it out, and I got a lot of feedback, and it was really crazy for me to see that it was a lot of people who never played sports who would literally send me messages saying how it helped them, because I talk about the confidence piece. I talk about the preparation, the time management, the communication, teamwork. And to me, I think that relates to anybody, entrepreneurs, teamwork is key. We can't do it all ourselves. We got to have a team. Communicating is key. So I saw that a lot of people related to it, although they did not play sports. Good.
Yeah, someone just asked, how long was the process of the book, of you getting it?
So that's a good question. I started, I want to say 6 months, but actually I want to say sooner than that, because I think it was just 6 months until I actually released it. I talked to him. It was probably about a month and a half. Honestly, I want to say less than 3 months, actually, because it took me like 3 more months to actually release it out. So yeah, it was about 3 months.
And can you repeat, what's the title of your book again?
It's Changing Lanes, Using Sports as a Vehicle to Drive Success on and off the court.
Okay, and I'm gonna post the link in the group so people can look at it and get more information about it. And with the book, so tell me this, like when you first got the book in your hand, once it was completed, did you read through it? Like, how many times did you read through it?
I did. First of all, I jumped up and down. I could not believe that I had a book, like just this book in my hands. Yes, I did. I read it throughout the book, because it's really a short read. It just has like the bulk. A lot of it is interviewers at the end, so it didn't take long to read. Like, I know people who read it in a day. Like, it's a short read. It's kind of very I have application at the end of each chapter for them to write in, and then the interviews is just for people to hear, directly from people how it translates. So it's a short read. I went through it, just make sure there wasn't no errors, which, you know, I'm like, okay, it can't be any errors. I done went through it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I did. And then I finally like put the progress of like pushing it out.
Got you, got you. And then, okay, so when it came to, you know, putting your whole book together, I know you said that you had an editor to, you know, go through everything, but did someone, like when it comes to like the layout of the book, and how you, I know you said that you had someone to help, you know, guide you through the layout, but was that process hard? Like when it came to like dumping your ideas down, like how were you able to put all of your ideas into this thing? Like how was that process like for you?
I took an hour every day and I just kind of wrote. And like literally, I think that like that's what I was really responsible for, was to get the words on a document, and then they would handle the format and the layout, you know, how the title's gonna look, the
Mm,
font. So his team handled all of that, but I took time out of my day and I just wrote, you know, of what, you know, I thought, you know, what I thought I wanted them to get. And for me, I made it very relatable. So the layout of book goes from like my personal story first, and then kind of going into it. So every chapter kind of talks about the personal story of me, whether that's me playing in high school and college, so that they actually relate to what's going on. These are like real stories.
mhm,
You know, and then I go into, you know, how I overcame that and how important it is.
mhm. Gotcha, gotcha. And someone just asked about the process, if the process was costly, like paying for the editor, print photos, etc. So, how was?
It depends. It depends on what you consider as costly. When I did it, I think my guy was $2,000 for the whole package. And I looked at it as an investment and trying to figure out, all right, how many books do I got to sell to make my money back? You know, I made my money back in 2 months.
Wow.
So now
Okay.
out of my money was made and everything else was just profit.
Mm, got you. And you started this in what, 2019?
19,
And you're still selling
and
books.
the
So
book still
right now
sells.
it's just profit.
Yep, and the book, I don't even really promote it a ton, but it still sells, you know. And for me, I'm big on how I told you earlier, like I had all these different things. Now it's like I'm doing one thing, but have different products within the one thing. So, for example, I have my teams. Every tournament I go to, I bring 20 books, and I'm
Mm.
out there selling them books like CDs. Like, so, you know, like I have this product, you know, and I know, and one thing I do want to say is understanding the numbers, even within a book. Because in my mind, I'm drawing a blank right now on exact numbers, but I think it's I'm a little wrong here. But understanding like because there's still a cost, you know, on a $20 book, your profit I think is like $14 or $15, you know, because you have, if you're shipping it, you have that price. When you're getting it from Amazon, I think it's like $3.15 or something like that. So it's like the $3 and then like 98 cents. So adding all that, the profit is about $15, 14 to $15
Got you.
if you're shipping it.
Got you. Did you buy your books in bulk or do you continue to order books based on purchase?
Yep. So that's what I was talking about with the Amazon. I bought them in bulk. Because I have my book on Amazon, but I try to get people to buy directly on my site because Amazon takes a huge cut. You
Mm.
know, and Amazon not gonna take all my cut. So I buy my books in bulk. Like if I'm going to an event, I'll buy the books in bulk. You know, and I'll make sure I have like right now, I think I have like 50 books here. And then once I start getting low, if I get to like 10, I might buy another 50 just so I can have them. Because I'm urging people to buy off my site, which means I'm shipping it.
Gotcha. And I remember when we had that event, remember the networking mixer, and you had an event and you sold all the books at the
Yeah.
event. So then at my event, you like, yeah, I don't have any books to sell.
Yep.
Oh, wow, 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 wow. Okay, that is good, Ashley. Like you have so many things going on. So right now, what are you? What's your plan now? I know that you have the real estate going on, so you kind of got that down, and you're looking to find more houses. And then with your vending machines, you're looking for new locations. But do you have anything else that you are trying to roll out this year?
Yes, for sure. I am right now. I have a digital online program
Mm,
that I have. Brooke McCarty is the one that's running it for me. She's the online coach. And we have three components. One is online basketball training. The other is mentorship, and the other is film review. So I've been, really rolling that out. Just trying to get, kids one the experience of being with Brooke. Brooke is a former professional player, played in the WNBA. And my favorite of that is the mentorship piece.
mm-hmm.
Really going into the confidence, really going into the communication, teaching young girls how to, stand up for themselves, how to be leaders. So that's, what I have now is really bringing that revenue stream of the digital platform. My goal for 2021 is to have a really good stream of digital. I'm trying to move out, so digital and really bringing in a team, because I'm trying to move out of being so hands-on, because I do have a lot going on, to where at the same time I want to enjoy my life.
Right, right.
And the more I have going on, like I want to impact, people and things like that. But at the same time, I want to have time for myself, and I think that that's the gap that I need to fill right now, to where I don't have as much time as I want, because it's like, if it ain't basketball, it's real estate. If it ain't real estate, it's vending, and it's just a complete circle. So 2021 is really about the digital piece, bringing other people on, that see the vision and that also want to make income. At the end of the day, everyone is, could use extra income. So my thing is, why not be able to provide this opportunity for people who love it, who want to do it, and can also get paid at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And you said some good things. Like right now, you pretty much have everything that you want. Like you have your hands in a lot of things. So right now, you're just trying to find a point where you're trying to delegate, so that you're not doing everything. You
Yep.
want to be, just be able to manage it, but you're delegating and teaching other people. And like you said, with the vending machines, you want to provide opportunities for young people to, have a job. And then you also mentoring them and showing them the ropes. And then with your digital online piece, that's something that, you can do all over the world. You don't necessarily have to be in one location. So I think that is really good. And for everyone that's listening, like that's some really good feedback. Like you don't want, if you have a lot of ideas, a lot of things that you want to do. I know that's me. I have a lot of things I want to do. You definitely have to, learn it for yourself, and then be willing to teach someone else, and bring someone in and just delegate, so that you can move on and do the next piece.
Yep.
So we do have a couple questions before we wrap up. I don't know if we answered this one already. Have you thought about bringing your team to Dallas?
So I have, but I've recently decided probably not, because it just kind of expands. Like for me, I'm trying to keep the basketball piece a little tight, which is why now I've offered the digital piece, because people from wherever can still work with us. I have one person that's, in Atlanta, that's enrolled in a digital program now. So I wanted to be able to offer something for people that's in Dallas, that's in wherever, to still get some training, mentorship, or film review from us.
Okay, tell me this, because a lot of us we look at social media and followers and stuff when it comes to, like, being able to get your business out there. And you said that you have someone from Atlanta, you all the way in Austin, and of course I know networking is key, but like, how are you able to reach all these people? Is social media really playing a big part, or is it, just you networking, from just reaching out to different people? Like, how are you able to reach so many people, with your platform without you just having like a huge platform?
Right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, I have under 2,000 followers. I think it's just whenever I go to events,
Okay.
even when I'm selling my book, I'm getting their information.
Gotcha.
So, when I'm going to these different tournaments, these are people from different areas. I actually need to do better from social media aspect. I don't run any ads for it or anything. And I don't post like I need to on my page. But I think it's more so whenever I'm going to events, I'm collecting information. Like you buying something from me, I'm getting your information.
Mm-hmm.
In my email list, I try to build up my email list. So I think that that's kind of how I'm getting different people. A lot of people like what I'm doing, so they share it.
Mm-hmm.
Just when I launched the actual video, the digital program, like it was shared so many times, so their audience was seeing it.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So one key thing that I'm hearing is just, collecting their contact, getting their contact, whether it's by email, phone number, whatever, but you meet someone and you are capturing their email. And I remember you talked about this at the networking event. You was like, I'm gonna just be, pretty much collecting emails. And at that time, I was like, oh, okay, I'm still kind of new to, the whole email marketing and things, but that is one good key, you guys. Like whenever you meet someone, try to get their contact. Try to get their contact so that you can follow up with them, whether they're a customer or someone that can help you. Being able to collect information, collect their, contact will
For sure.
definitely help. Couple more. Let's see. Awesome. Did you find it hard to start your online program? What key would you give someone for recruitment for digital mentorship?
So the first question, what was it again? Was it hard for me to start the online program?
Did you find it hard to start your online program?
I didn't necessarily find it hard to start the online program. I'm one of those, I get in my own way a lot. So even with the program, like I came up with the idea in November. And I, tried to find somebody who I thought would be good, and it was Brooke. So we kind of was just testing it out for a while. And actually I was supposed to launch it on the 1st, and I just launched it on Tuesday, I think. So that goes to show you, like, I was thinking about it forever. Like it was pretty much done. So I don't know that it was really hard to start it, because basically what it is Brooke is the online coach. So the way we have it now is just one-on-one. I want kids to get that personalized one-on-one attention. And then we're going to build it from there. And then what key would you give someone for recruitment for the digital mentorship? Or is the question like to get recruited to play in college?
Let's see.
If I'll answer it that way, I think that's what it is. If you're talking about getting recruited to play in college, we're real big on first narrowing down, being honest, with the kids, seeing where their kids' level is. Brooke kind of goes into figuring that out first. To be in the program. Gotcha. Okay. So we're real big on, the program is very flexible, whether you're wanting basketball training, whether you're wanting mentorship, or whether you're needing someone to go over your film. It's really, really flexible. We found that a lot of them love the mentoring piece. So I think it's for us, most of our clients are female because that's just kind of what we, migrate to. So it's, young female student athletes getting mentored by former student athletes. We've been through, everything that these young ladies are currently going through. Like I said, Coach Brooke played with the Dallas Wings, played at the University of Texas. So overcoming adversity, is nothing to her. So I think that we're able to really relate to the kids, which I think is why they really enjoy the program.
Mm, got you, got you. Someone said that is one piece that I'm trying to do, digital platform. I want to create a class or something that would create monthly revenue. Thank you for this information. Yes, yes, yes. We have another question. Can you go back to the wholesale real quick? The fee the guy is charging, do you pay it on the front end or on the back end of the deal?
Yes, so the wholesaling, you actually won't know their fee until you close the deal. So you pay it like it's all kind of like one deal. He's just kind of assigning a contract over for me. So let's say that let's make it easy and say that he found the deal and it's like, hey Ashley, I have a deal for you. It's $100,000. Well, he didn't get it for $100,000. And I don't know what he got it from until we close it. So he might have got it for $90,000, which means he's making $10,000 just on wholesaling me that deal. But I won't see it until we close because it'll be on the closing statement, the wholesaling fee.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Y'all have any other questions? Go ahead and drop them in the comments before we wrap up. Ashley, I know you said that you actually know the guy, the wholesaling guy, but do you know like where you can find other people that does wholesale and that's willing to sell you properties? Do you have any suggestions for people that's looking to invest in properties, but they don't have the wholesale any contact for wholesalers?
Yep. I know like Investor Underground is a group that I'm in Facebook. So to answer that, I would say getting in different Facebook groups and asking, who wholesale properties. Investor Underground is a good one. Posting on your social media, you'll find that there are a lot of wholesalers. So that's probably what I would say is reaching out, posting on social media. To be honest, that's the only wholesaler I know because that's the only one I'm dealing with. Another thing about wholesaling is it's just really tricky, like because somebody can be selling you something that they not. Because at the end of the day, wholesalers are not licensed, so they don't have to tell you everything. So what you think you might be getting, you might not be getting. So the wholesaling world is a little tricky. But to answer that, I would say get in different groups and just literally asking, who wholesale, because you'll find that a lot of people wholesale.
Yep, yep, yep. Glorian, where would you recommend someone to start when it comes to real estate investment?
It depends on what you're trying to do. So that's probably the easier answers. First, figure out like, do you want to live in flip, meaning you're gonna live in a house, while it's getting ready, and then you're gonna flip it and move out? Do you want a house hack? Do you want to wholesale? Do you want to buy and hold? So you're going to keep the property and rent it out. So I think it depends on first figuring out what you want to do and then moving from that. So I'll answer that in a two-part. Once you figure out like what you want to do, is getting those necessary pieces. So like if it's house hacking, which is what we're currently doing now in Austin, house hacking, perfect. So we're currently doing that in Austin. I say we, but technically my boyfriend is currently doing that. We got a duplex. We're living on one side and renting out the other. So with house hacking, I wholeheartedly believe anybody who has not bought a house yet should house hack.
Okay.
Like hands down.
Okay.
You should definitely house hack. It's gonna be so worth it. So with house hacking, Glorian, I would say figuring out that strategy. Do you want roommates? I think that that's the easiest way to house hack is getting a house and renting out by the room. But everybody don't want that. I didn't want that. Like I can't live with other people in the same house. Some people can. And by doing that, you can live for free. You can probably get paid while you're living for free. But a lot of people are not comfortable renting by the room, which is why the duplex is the next strategy, because like I said, we're living on one side and rent out the other. So Glorian, I would say to start that is house hacking. So you know what you want to do. The next part would be finding a realtor, specifically a realtor who invests. Like, because I don't want to say normal realtors, I don't know the word I want to use, or realtors that don't invest. Realtors that don't invest themselves, they're not going to understand what you're trying to do. They have a different mindset. Like, they're just trying to get you the right house. But if you're trying to house hack, it might not be the right house to house hack. It might not be the right duplex to house hack. So someone who actually invests themselves will be able to help you, because they're going to filter out these properties to where you're just not wasting your time going to all these different houses and it don't fit your needs. So my thing, the number one thing, is to find a real estate agent that also invests, and then run your numbers. In Austin, people like to say house hacking. You live in one side, rent out the other, and the other side pays for your mortgage. That's not necessarily the case in all cities. It's definitely not the case in Austin. So for us, or for Thomas, the thing was, where he was renting before, I think he was paying like $1,300 or something like that. Well, to house hack, he owns this duplex. Um, to house hack, he's only paying $800. So now he done saved about $400 to $500 a month just from owning this duplex. And then when he move out, we're going to repeat the process. So when we move out, he's going to rent this, and he's going to be cash flowing. So that's why I say, if you do not have a home yet, I highly recommend it, because it's the easiest, most safe way to get into real estate. And not to mention, he put his down payment was $3,000 or $2,000. So yeah, definitely worth it.
Mm, mm. Who did she say helped her with her digital platform?
The digital platform. So the digital platform that I have currently is not necessarily like a course, a class type thing. It's like one-on-one. So there's not a hosting platform. It's literally on my site, because it's Zoom. So we integrated everything. The queen of that is Laura with Blessed Business Branding. Laura, she came through for me, just connecting everything with the automations, with the email sequences, and making sure it all worked.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Laura, man, that's the go-to girl. Seriously. Man, Ashley, you have just told us a lot in this short amount of time. It's funny, Shay said you could do a whole seminar on your wholesale experience. Um, so do you have plans on like teaching this information? I mean, it's so much, and I mean, we can go on and on and on and on. Like, how can we, if we wanted to learn from you, like, do you plan on, teaching this information in the future? Or that's something like that you're just, not really interested in, or?
Actually, yes. I have, so Marcus, that's his name. That's the one that I said that really kind of put me on. We've been talking to see how we can partner up. Because he's not like the tech savvy or the social media, or how to put a course together. None of that. He like, I ain't got time for that. So we're that's in the works, to where we're probably going to partner up to offer these things for people. However, I wish I had his information. Let me see real quick. He is offering right now just free Zoom calls where people can ask him any information. I'll probably send it to you. I can't find it. I'll send it to you, and maybe you can put it in a group or something. But right now, like I said, it's free. Just Zoom calls. But my plans are to kind of teach that. For now, people that have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be honest, I don't necessarily have the time to reply to everybody, but which is why I do now. I don't really like charging for things that I'm in the process of, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But I had to kind of put a little limit on it. So now, like, there are consultations for $30. If somebody wants to ask questions about house hacking, about wholesaling, about vending machines, and I've had those consultations with quite a few people actually.
Okay.
So if anybody's interested in that, the link is in my bio on my Instagram page to book a consultation.
Okay, great. So I will leave your information in the group on how to contact you, your book, and if you can just give me the information for market so I can share it with everyone. And then as far as Laura's information, I will drop that in the group as well. So let me just write this down because I forget. So I'm giving y'all Laura, and then Ashley information, and then we can get Marcus Zoom calls and Ashley book too. So I will leave all of that in the group sometime today. I shouldn't forget, but y'all, if I don't do it by a certain time, just remind me. But I'm writing this down so I won't forget. But yeah, thank you, Ashley. This was a lot. Yeah, definitely reach out to her regarding the vending machines. Man, this is wonderful. If y'all have any questions, go ahead and drop them before we get off. But yeah, Ashley, you doing it.
I appreciate it.
You say what?
I said I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. No problem. You have a lot going on. I'm so happy for you. So do you have any plans to move to Dallas or no?
So, and every time, because I actually have vending machines in Dallas, all my properties are in Dallas. People are like, are you trying to move back to Dallas? I don't know. I don't know if I want to raise a family in Austin, honestly. Which I think is another reason why I'm trying to get the digital and then put people in place because I still want it to run. I like being able to go to Dallas and leave because my whole family is in Dallas. So I don't know, like we'll see. I could see myself probably moving back to Dallas when it's time to when the time is actually ticking. But when it's time to have kids, I can probably see myself moving back just to kind of have that support system. Like I said, my whole family is in Dallas, so we'll see.
Gotcha. Yes, definitely that support system.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yes. Let me guess. Who's this Facebook user? Is that Jasmine? I don't know who these people are. Next time y'all go live, if y'all can share y'all names so that we can see who's commenting. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Thank you again, Ashley, for doing this with me. I appreciate it. I knew it. But thank you again, Ashley, for sharing so much with us. I mean, this was, freely. You gave us a lot of information that, I mean, if you tuned in, you have something that you can run off with. Like a lot of this stuff, yeah, it's a lot, but like she said, networking is key. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what this group is for. Ask questions. I mean, for me, I'm big on e-commerce. So, if you have any questions regarding, selling products online, feel free to ask me. But when it comes to different things, I know we had Jesse Morgan. He has a podcast. He can give you information regarding that. Of course, we have Ashley. And then yesterday we had Shay. She's a motivational speaker. And then tonight we have someone who can, really give you insight when it comes to just fulfilling your purpose and passion and stuff. So there's people in this group that's genuine and wants to help. And, don't be afraid if there's a cost to, consult with someone. Don't be afraid to, pay the fee to get information, because at this point in time, it's a cost to, especially when it comes to certain things that's, going to bring you money,
Definitely.
Sometimes it's a cost. So I had to learn that last year. I was, really afraid to pay to learn ads, but y'all, that was like the best thing I could have ever done. Yeah. So
That's key right there. You know, I even set a goal last year. I think it was like $15,000 that I spent from business coaching, courses, classes, and my goal actually this year is 30,000. It makes me like nervous because I'm like $30,000, but I think because I see the importance of it. I saw what the 15 did, and the 15 did that. Like I can only imagine what the 30 is gonna do, you know.
Yep.
And now it's kind of pushing me in my business. Like, all right, if I want to spend this type of money, I need to really get going. So I don't want that to go over nobody's head. Like invest. You know, there are people, and invest in the right people. You know, there are people who know what they're doing, but it's a cost to it because their time is involved. Like, do not be afraid to buy a course. If it's something that you really want to know, like find someone, look at what they're doing, make sure they know what they're talking about, get their course, get in their membership program, whatever it is that they're offering, like do it.
Definitely. Yep. I would second hand that. That's something. Definitely invest in yourself if you are trying to grow. Thank y'all again for tuning in. I'm gonna drop. Well, this should save in the group. It's also streaming on YouTube. So yeah, I'm starting a little YouTube channel.
Look at you.
Every time it streams, I hate that yesterday it didn't stream to YouTube, but every time we do the live stream, it's gonna go directly to YouTube, and it's also saving in the group. So please, yeah, tag some people in this video, invite people to this group so that we can just grow together this year. And again, thank you so much, Ashley, for doing this with me. I'm just so happy just for everything that we have in store this year. I mean, I know that you're going to grow, and I can't wait to see, you know, what this end of the year is going to take both of us. So
no, and thank you for providing this. Like I love, you know, just this community, like having a community of people. So I appreciate this. You know, you're taking time out of your day to bring people on, to give to your community. So I think that's great.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you all for tuning in today. We've been on for like an hour. So everyone been like dropping in and out. So I know this is in the middle of the day, y'all. I'm supposed to be at work, but it's funny because, man, like this is what's important. So, get information about it. Yes. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you again, Ashley. And if you all are available tonight at 6 p.m., we have one more person that's going to jump on live with me. And then for the rest of the weekend, it's pretty much going through the unit section in the group, which I'm going to explain tomorrow in order to participate in the giveaway. So thank you again, Ashley, and thank everyone for tuning in. See y'all later. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank y'all.